Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl as always, Dorcas. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much, and if you are a returning subscriber, you're most definitely welcome back. And guys, today is a very exciting day for me because I'm meeting living abroad for the first time.
Hello everybody, this is Alex from Living Abroad.
Yeah. His name is Alex, and you guys, I'm going to leave the link to his channel in the description box, and also the name of his channel is going to be on the screen. So I'm so excited because I am living abroad today. We are going to be having an interview. I'm going to be interviewing him. Guys, I don't know anything about him yet, so
Zero.
Yeah, zero. I have zero knowledge about him. So I'm going to be asking him questions about his moving to the Philippines, how long he's been here, and all good stuff. So make sure you watch to the very end of the video.
Use the motorbikes though.
Yeah, it's so noisy because the bike. So my first question I'll be asking you is when did you move to the Philippines?
So I came here only about 2 months ago. So I arrived only about 8 weeks ago, and I came straight to Cebu City, and I haven't really been living elsewhere. I made this my home base right now, and I kind of do like weekend trips, and that's it so far. So 2 months.
Wow. Have you been to the Philippines before, or this is your first time of being in the Philippines?
So I feel like it's my first time because although I came here in 2020, I had to go back quickly because of the pandemic. So I didn't get a chance to do anything. So that didn't really count. To me, I still feel like this is my first time.
Yeah. When you came in 2020, like how many months or days did you spend here?
I only stayed a few weeks before I had to go, but I was still getting situated and trying to find myself before I had to go back.
Wow. How did you hear about the Philippines?
So what happened was I was in Thailand before here, and my visa was expiring, so I'm like, I have to leave the country. I just looked on the globe, I'm like, hey, the Philippines, it's like one of those things. I'm like, this is where I'm going. They all speak English, and because I was here in 2020, I wanted to have like a proper chance to explore this wonderful country.
Wow. So you've spent most of your time in Thailand?
Yes.
If I may ask, what is the difference you see between Thailand and Philippines?
Are you trying to get me in trouble?
No.
No, of course, let's be honest. Like you can never.
I haven't been to Thailand before,
okay.
But I want to. I will definitely go to Thailand in the future because I've seen a lot of people go there and come here. I also want to experience there.
For sure. So definitely, well, first of all, we have to establish that you can never really truly compare two countries, but there are some significant differences, such as language, right? So in the Philippines, I never feel like I have to like hold anything back, or I can really be myself, express myself. In Thailand, they do speak English, but it's not as fluent as it is here in the Philippines. That's one major difference. The second thing would be pretty much the food. So the food is different in the Philippines. They're very spicy food they like over there. Over here is a little bit more sweet and more barbecue-y. So yeah, there's some differences.
Wow. I forgot to ask this.
Sure.
Where are you originally from?
Okay, so I'm Canadian, but my ethnicity is a secret until because we have a challenge on my channel on Living Abroad. If we hit 20K subscribers, that's when I'm gonna come out and reveal my ethnicity. So people are very excited. If you guys want to take a guess, leave a guess in the comment section below, and Dorcas will let you guys know if you're right.
I want to guess where he's from.
Okay, guess right on here. Like, guess where am I from?
Pakistan.
Oh, that's a good guess. So she thinks Pakistan. Let's see if she's right. If I'm from Pakistan, so let's see.
Pakistan.
Okay.
I don't know. Not definitely not
I've
Nepal.
revealed I'm somewhere from the Middle East, so I'm gonna tell you guys that. So a lot of people guess Latin or Indian, but it's neither of those. It's somewhere in the Middle East, but that's all I'm gonna say. If you guys help my channel get to 20K, I'll tell you guys exactly where I'm from, and you get to know as well.
Okay, I'm excited to know where he is from. So, what was your first impression about the Philippines? Were you disappointed, or does it meet your expectations?
It blew me out of the water, to be honest. I was like super surprised. Like I knew the Philippines was going to be a great place because I did see some videos, but the friendliness of the people, it can't be matched, man. Filipinos are some of the friendliest people I've met in the whole world. Like they actually make you feel welcome here, which is like not the same in every country. So yeah. So aside from the friendliness of the people, I was really excited to see the differences between like the modern infrastructure like we are here, and some of like the local vibe you get. So it's all kind of mixed and mashed together. You don't have to walk far to get from one kind of neighborhood to another. So that by itself can be exciting. Nothing's like really the same every day. So that was kind of cool.
Yes, that's so nice. What about the culture shocks? since you're a Canadian, you're from Canada,
Mm.
and then you came to the Philippines, I'm very sure you are going to have some culture chunks.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you one thing though. I noticed everybody's singing here. So music seems to be a big part of the Filipino culture. And I've been here like 2 months, so I don't know much about it. But something that's really stood out is how happy people are. And they're always singing. Canadians are always on schedule, like go, go, go. Like here, like people a lot more laid back. They love music. And I've noticed like religion being a bigger part here than Canada. So I see a lot of churches, a lot of like shrines. I'm not very religious, so I don't know if I'm saying the words correctly.
Yeah.
But I can see a lot of crosses on girls and men's necks. So yeah, kind of different.
Nice. So have you made friends, like Filipino friends, since you arrived here?
Define friends. Yeah, of course. I met some people here. Mainly, I think because for me, because I don't work here and I don't go to school here, it's a little bit more challenging to meet people, right? So unless I'm approaching somebody on the street, then it's really hard for me to like meet someone unless I'm like online or something. But I find that it's a lot easier to make friends here. I can go anywhere on the street, like you see in the videos. I ask people some questions. So people here are very, very approachable. I
Yeah.
don't feel rejected or like a monster or something. I
Yeah.
can simply say hello to someone and they would just like respond in a polite manner.
Wow, nice. Do you plan on staying in the Philippines long term? Or
You know-
you're just here and then you will go back to Canada or
Initially,
something?
well, one thing for sure, I'm not going back to Canada anytime soon.
Ooh.
So Canada is a great place, but right now, where I'm at in my life, Canada is not suitable for my lifestyle. I'm not trying to work. I'm not trying to get like married or have kids right now. So I don't need structure the way I would if I was in Canada. So when I came here, I wanted to stay 2 months was my initial goal, and I'm already past that, and I've extended my visa. And one big thing about the Philippines, the immigration wants you here. It's very easy to extend your stay. So as of right now, I have no plans on leaving. I might stay here forever.
Forever. Is the system in Canada different from the system here? Like, is it not favorable for people to live there? Because I actually want to go to Canada also.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned this in my video about why I left Canada. But for those of you that haven't seen it, Canada is a wonderful place when it comes to like government, healthcare, education, infrastructure, like pension, all that stuff is amazing. But all that comes at a cost, right? So if you want that lifestyle, you're gonna have to work for it. So you have to go to a 9 to 5 job, you have to put in the effort, the taxes are really high. It's a cool place, like safety, but if you're trying to like be a digital nomad, if you want to like not be geographically tied down to a place, then it's really not a place for you. So for me right now in my life, I want to explore this beautiful country. I want to explore the world. I don't want to go back to Canada, so it's different on that case.
Now I understand. Like, Philippines kind of give you that kind of luxury for you to, you know, you don't have to work 9 to 5 job, and you can explore everywhere. But if you're living in, you know, first world countries like the US, Canada,
Yeah.
UK, you have to work
have
every
to
day
work for it,
because
yeah.
you don't have money, no food. You can pay your bills.
Yes, and that's how it is. The housing market's rising, inflation's rising, gas, all those things. So it's really difficult to live there, especially if you're starting from zero. Like, let's say you go there right now, you have no like family wealth that's there, nothing built up, so you got to start from scratch, and it can get really difficult.
Wow. You've been here for 2 months now. Is the cost of living in the Philippines, is it cheap? Is it expensive?
So, well, that's once again very relative, right? So my cost of living is relatively cheap because I don't drink, I don't smoke. The only thing I do is eat out every day. So even if you can eat at home, you can save money. So aside from my rent, I would say the cost of living here is really good compared to Canada. I'll give you guys an example. So a 1-bedroom apartment in Canada might be $2,000 without anything. Over here, it's a quarter of that, let's say, right? So when you're saving so much money, you have more time and more opportunity to do other things you want to do. So yeah, for sure. Especially if you're earning USD or Canadian but spending in Filipino peso, that conversion rate really helps, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's favorable. But what about people who are working here?
you know, it's difficult from what I understand because I don't know too many people that are working. Like I said earlier, I talked to a lot of foreigners. But some of the locals I've met, they said that things are getting expensive and pricey, especially like if you want to live here in IT Park, like that Calix building is around 20,000 to 25,000 for a studio. Now, I don't know how much the Filipino average person makes a month, but I think that's a little too high in my opinion. So I think for the people here, inflation, things are rising as well, yeah. How about you? Maybe you could tell me a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm going to interview you on my channel, so we'll get to all that in a
Okay.
second.
Okay. Have you been to some provinces other than the city? Yeah.
I've not, like, I didn't go to any provinces per se. I only went to like islands. So I went to Moalboal. That's how we say it, right? Moalboal. Everybody makes fun of me the way I say it. So
Yeah.
Moalboal, that's it. No, I went to Bantayan as well, and I just went to Manila, and I plan to visit different cities as well, but not the province life like you did. So she did it like the authentic, the real way. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that eventually once I build up the courage to like live in the province.
Nice, nice. So you've been to Manila. So how many like days or months did you spend in Manila?
Oh, I was only there for like 4 days.
For like 4 days.
Yeah, I just spent like time in BGC mainly.
So what is the difference between Manila and Cebu? Or which do you prefer?
I definitely
in
prefer
Manila and
Cebu.
Really?
So now that I'm out of Manila, unfortunately, I have to be honest, I prefer Cebu because it's not as hectic, you know? It still has like chill vibes if you go like 20, 30 minutes outside the city, I feel like. Manila is like a metropolitan city. I feel like it's too much happening, chaotic, traffic, a lot of people, pollution. It's a great place if you want to do business maybe. But for my lifestyle right now, as I mentioned, I'm trying to, take it easy a bit, so Cebu is it.
I'm going to be asking you what are the pros and cons of living in the Philippines?
So, great question. Some pros and cons of living in the Philippines. Let me start off with the cons, because I'm trying to flip it. Like everybody said, the pros. Some of the cons about living in the Philippines, I think, is the trash system, like the garbage. Sometimes you see, like I understand it's a developing country, and it's not like I'm not comparing it to any other countries, but some of the neighborhoods that I walk through, there's like visible trash on the floor, like cigarette butts, like just diapers and things like that. So I wish the government, the municipality, would provide some trash cans. Because I think a lot of times when you don't have the opportunity, like you're not gonna walk around with something in your hand, So I think if the city, the government does a little bit better job of providing services where they have like trash cans readily available, people will be more inclined to obviously put their trash in there. Aside from that, the heat, just because I can't I'm sweating right now. I have to take a shower every time I go outside, So I'm still trying to get
It's so
acclimated to the weather, like especially compared to Canada, right? So I'm like completely flipping the poles here. So the weather, maybe a little bit of trash. Speaking of trash, the trash burning, and that it doesn't happen so much here per se, but I've noticed sometimes I get a little bit of haze in some other areas. I think it's gone down a bit, but really I'm trying to just scrape my brain to come up with something. It really isn't much, guys. So I really can't think of too many cons. So all the pros though. Number one, Filipino people, by far. Like, you guys are the best people I've come across. Friendly, welcoming, generous, like genuine people, right? The thing is, the government, they want you here. As a tourist, I can stay here 3 years. I can't think of any other place where you can stay somewhere for 3 years without leaving the country, right? So I can extend my stay continuously. What else do I like about, of course, cost of living, we mentioned earlier. And some of the food I'm really starting to like now, like sisig or like
Sisig.
I didn't know the names, but I'm just going
Have you tried lechon, the big pig?
I haven't tried that just because I don't eat pork, but it looks delicious, like crispiness of it. So like I'm trying to get like pancit canton or like all these little things. I'm really starting to like the food here, and just honestly, just the freedom of being able to interact with the people here. I don't feel like nervous when I talk to people, and I'm like a very social person. I'm an extrovert, so the fact that I can approach anyone and have a conversation, I think, speaks volumes.
Have you been to other countries apart from the Philippines?
Yeah, I've been to maybe like 20 different countries now, so yeah, I've been traveling. Like in the past year alone, I was in Turkey, Georgia, Armenia, Thailand, and now the Philippines, right? So I love traveling, but I feel like in the Philippines, it's gonna make me stay here a little bit longer than I want to. So not a bad thing for sure, but yeah, I've been to those places for sure.
So how many months did you spend in Thailand?
In Thailand, I was there for 4 months.
For 4 months?
Yeah.
Is the weather or is the life there the same as the Philippines?
The weather is definitely similar. Yeah, I'd say the weather is pretty much the same. The life is a little bit different just because, like I mentioned earlier, I was a little bit more staying at home more often because trying to find English speakers wasn't as easy. I'm not going to say nobody speaks English, but the way we're having a conversation, it's not as easy to do over there. But aside from that, a lot of the things as far as like infrastructure and all that was the same. Transportation was different because they have the BTS train system, so you can go further for a shorter period of time. But aside from that, most of the things were rather similar, I'd say, yeah. One thing that does surprise me though, I'll be honest, I thought I'd see a lot more fruit vendors here. Because I thought there's going to be, because I heard mangoes are really big in the Philippines. They have like the best mangoes, the best bananas. But relatively, Yeah, just metro and stuff like
It's
that.
because you are not going to the right place.
Yeah, you guys gotta tell me where to go. You know, I feel like I'm getting taken advantage of every time.
Like here in this area, of course you can see vendors here
Mm.
because it's like an IT park. They can allow them. It's just like expecting people to sell food vendors to be at BGC.
I understand. I didn't know that.
They
Okay.
don't allow that. And
see.
if you notice, there are some places also in BGC that the jeepney don't.
I didn't see a single jeepney in BGC.
Yeah, because they are restricted from going that way.
Now that makes much more sense. Okay, so now I feel a little bit better at ease. Never mind, I retract my statement.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, also there are no food vendors here unless you go to the mall, which is going to be a bit pricey.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I just feel like, 100 pesos for
Yeah,
a
for
piece
just
of,
one.
like,
Yeah.
just
But
an
if you want
apple,
to buy the food, you have to go to the local market. That is where everything is, and you are going to buy it very cheap.
Yeah, I went to Carbon,
Yeah.
but I just came home with a big watermelon. So I was carrying that thing around. I'm gonna figure out how to do that properly for sure. Yeah.
No, you could buy a bag there and then put it, then shop around.
Not prepared at all. I was carrying it like a baby. You know?
Oh my god.
What can I?
You can't even vlog with that.
Yeah, vlogging was out the window at that point.
No.
After the watermelon, it was over. It was
No.
good though.
Yeah.
The watermelon was
So that's where you should go to. I always go to the carbon market to get stuff, and then I go to the mall also to get some things. Yes.
money saving tips coming
Yeah.
from Dorcas.
He's a newbie.
I'm a newbie, guys. I'm still learning.
Yeah. So would you advise your friends or your family to move to the Philippines?
I've been advising them. I've been trying to tell them for the past 4 months or 2 months to come here. Like since like the first week, some of my friends have been planning a trip to like Mexico or like Cuba. I'm trying to like convince them to come to the Philippines. The only thing holding them back is that long plane ride, So the flight is really long, and also these days with the gas prices, the price of tickets from Canada to the Philippines. I don't know if you've looked, but it's like, I don't know the math, but it's like over 100,000, 150,000 pesos, right? Just to like fly. So it's really expensive. That's the only thing holding them back right now, but they would love to visit the Philippines just because of my videos and what I'm telling them. I highly recommend anybody watching this video, if you've never been to the Philippines, you have to come here, guys. The Philippines is I don't want to say the bad word, but it's the place, you gotta be here, 100%.
Yes. Do you have any misconception about the Philippines before you arrived here?
Misconceptions, not really, just because I traveled to so many different places. However, I was very surprised at BGC and IT Park. Like, I'm not a moron. I knew there was going to be like developed areas, right? But I didn't realize at what grand scale it was, So like I noticed especially when I was in BGC, I felt like I was in Toronto, like walking around my hometown,
Yeah.
Like especially there's little details like the bike lanes, the pedestrian lanes,
Yeah.
like the handicap, physical
Yeah,
disability, like the ramps, all these things, right? So although like I wasn't completely surprised, it really surprised me on how grand everything was on such a big scale, So yeah, it made me really excited for the Philippines because I see like right now the buildings, there's development everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure, that was the one thing.
Wow, that's so nice, and I'm so excited to be having this video with you. I mean, you sharing your experience with me.
For sure.
You wanted to stay here long time.
I do.
And I can't wait to see, you exploring the Philippines on your videos.
Yeah,
You guys should check out his channel. He makes nice, good, interesting videos, guys.
Thank
It's
you,
good.
thank you.
It's so good. So I'm going to come to the end of this video now. So let us know your thoughts down below. If you want us to make more videos, let us know in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.
Bye, see you guys.